Hi, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, C. Brian, where I feature math videos or math tutorial videos. And in this uh, video, I'm going to start a series on grade 7 mathematics lessons, particularly for quarter 1. And the first topic for quarter 1 is polygons. So without further ado, let's go straight to the objectives for this lesson. So here are the objectives. First is for you to be able to define a polygon. Next is for you to be able to classify polygons according to their sides and as regular or irregular. And lastly, for you to be able to name, describe, and compare regular and irregular polygons and polygons with 5, 6, 8, or 10 sides. Firstly, let us define what is a polygon. A polygon is a Greek word that is composed of two components, the words poly and gon. Poly means many and gon means angle. So polygon basically means many angles. It is a two-dimensional object or figure, meaning you only have two dimensions, namely the length and the width, and it's not a three-dimensional object wherein there is thickness or there is height. It is a closed figure, so remember it's a closed figure. If a figure that you see is open, there's a slight opening, and that is not a polygon. More about polygons. So we have some other characteristics of polygons. One here is that there are exactly two sides that meet at the vertex. So exactly two sides. If there are more than two sides that meet at a particular point, which is called the vertex, then that is not a polygon. Next, the sides do not cross each other. So that is very important. So if the sides cross each other in a particular figure, even if it's a closed figure, then that is not a polygon. And yeah, let us sum up the definitions. It basically a polygon is a closed figure formed by three or more straight line segments. It's not lines, but line segments. Here are again the characteristics. It has straight sides. It is a closed shape. It has no curves and no open ends. Okay, so examples of these are triangle, square, pentagon, etc. So here are visual examples and illustrations of uh, polygons. So starting from the left, you have a triangle, and you also have here a square or a four-sided polygon. Here, I think how many sides do we have here? Hmm, there are eight sides, and here, but this is a closed figure, so this is also a polygon. This is a four-sided polygon. This looks like an arrow, but this is a closed figure and made up of straight line segments. So this is also a polygon. Same with this one. Now, on the other hand, we have here some illustrations of figures or objects which are not polygon, and try to uh, check why are they not polygons. Okay, so for this one here on top, uh, at the center, this is like a three-fourths of a circle, and we know a circle is made up of curves, no? Same with this curve, and it is also what open. This is not a closed figure, so this is not a polygon. Okay, and yeah, this one here, the sides. cross each other. This is a closed figure, but the sides cross each other. If you notice here, for this vertex at this point, there are three line segments that meet at the vertex. So uh, this is not a polygon. Here we have two squares connected by a segment. No, connected by a segment. Let's proceed to some terminologies that we need to understand in order to understand what polygons are. So we have side. This is very basic in your elementary mathematics, particularly for geometry. A side is one of the line segments that make up a polygon. So we will have an illustration of what is a side. So basically, it's just a line segment that make up a polygon. What else? A vertex, it is a point where two sides meet. So if you have two sides and their point of intersection or the point where they meet, that is called the vertex. So here is an illustration of a polygon and the sides and also the vertex. So here is a side. Actually, there are five sides here, and this one here is a side. This is just a line segment. And what about the vertex? So here is a vertex, and these are the segments that meet at this particular vertex. Next terminologies that we need to know and understand is or are the following. We have the interior angle. Interior angle is basically the angle that is formed by two adjacent sides. So basically, it is the included angle. So the angle in between two adjacent sides. When we say adjacent, these are sides that are next to each other. Magkakasunod na sides. Next, the exterior angle. Of course, this is the opposite of the interior. This is the angle formed by still two adjacent sides outside the polygon. So one of the sides is outside the polygon. So here is the illustration of a polygon with the emphasis on the interior angle. So here is the interior angle. Here are the sides and the sides that include these interior angles. This interior angle is between these two adjacent sides. So this one is the interior. This one here on top is the exterior because there is a line segment here outside the polygon. So this is the angle formed by this line segment outside and this line segment which is part of the polygon. So let us recap uh, the terminologies that we just had. We have the side here, so just a line segment that is part of the entire polygon. We have the vertex. This is where um, the two sides of a particular polygon, the two adjacent sides meet, and we have the interior angle and the exterior angle. And here's an additional thing or additional uh, component, which is the diagonal. This is a line or a line segment that crosses two opposite sides that are not adjacent. So two sides which are not adjacent. So this side here are two vertices which are not adjacent. So this diagonal is uh, crossing through these two non-adjacent sides. Okay, so let's go to the classification of polygons by the number of sides. So as we said, at least we have three line segments that make up a polygon. So the first uh, type or first type of polygon is we have the triangle. So take note of the prefixes here. Tri or the tri, tri, it means three. So triangle meaning a polygon with three sides. Four sides is quadrilateral. So quadri or quad means four. Pentagon is a polygon with five sides. Six sides, a polygon with six sides is called a hexagon. A polygon with seven sides is called heptagon. A polygon with eight sides is called octagon. Polygon with nine sides is called nonagon. And polygon with 10 sides is called decagon. Deca means deci means 10. So the prefix deci. Nona, non means 9. Octa means or octo means 8. Hepta or septa means 7. Hexa is or means 6. So again, here are the names of the different polygons according to the number of their sides in tabular format. So from three sides to 12 sides. So if you have uh, 10 means decagon, and a polygon with 12 sides is called dodecagon. Okay, next. So here are the illustrations of these polygons that I just listed in the previous slides. So from the top, the first row, we have this one is a triangle, an equilateral triangle at this point. So this is a three-sided polygon. Next is followed by this one. This is a quadrilateral, particularly a square. Next we have here a pentagon, a hexagon. So penta has five sides, hexa has six, and we also have hepta with seven sides. We have octagon, eight sides, nonagon, nine sides. We have decagon, uh, 10 sides, and we have hendecagon for 11 sides, and dodecagon for 12 sides. So here are additional types of polygon. One is equiangular polygon. So basically, equiangular polygon is a polygon in which all the angles are equal. So the name itself would tell us that this polygon named equiangular has all sides or all angles, I mean, equal. And the other classification, other type is equilateral. Equi means equal and lateral means sides. So this means that this polygon has the same length for all sides, same length. And how about regular polygon, which is also a main lesson or a main subtopic under this lesson on polygons. So regular polygon, take note of this. Regular polygon is a polygon in which all the angles are all equal and all of the sides are also all equal, or all the sides are the same length. So a regular polygon is both an equilateral and equiangular polygon. So here are the examples of regular polygons. So take note for this one. So this is an equilateral triangle. So take note of the n on top. N there means the number of sides. You have n equals 3, n equals 4, n equals 5, and so on until 8. So the number of sides here is 3. This is not just a triangle, but this is an equilateral and equiangular triangle. And this is not just quadrilateral, but this is this is a square, no? Just that it's like a diamond, no? Yeah. And this one is a pentagon. Okay. And let me bring you back to the illustrations that I just show you. Yeah, this one. So for this equiangular triangle here, all the angles and all the sides are of the same length. Now, if since we have this theorem in triangle theorem that all the sides, the sum of the angles of any triangle is 180, and since all these angles are equal, we can divide 180 divided by 3 and we get 60. So this means that all of these angles are 60 degrees. And this one is a square. This is basically uh, the 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 more precise illustration of a regular quadrilateral. Now, not just a quadrilateral, hindi lang siya apat na sides, kundi it is a regular quadrilateral, meaning all the angles are equal. So in this case, all angles are 90 degrees and all sides are equal. In this case, this is a regular pentagon. All sides are equal and all angles must be equal. Regular hexagon, regular heptagon, regular octa, regular nonagon, and the rest. So all the angles here are equal and all the sides are also equal. Okay, so so comparing regular and irregular, we know that regular polygons, all the angles on all the sides are all equal, while irregular polygons, their sides and their angles are not equal. So let's have an exercise. Let's classify polygons. So classify the polygons by the number of sides and tell whether also by angle, tell whether the polygon is equilateral or equiangular, and if it's also regular or irregular. So we have here our first illustration. So here, if you notice, there are tick marks here, meaning this all the sides are equal because of the tick marks, or all of these markings here, meaning all of these sides are equal. So we have six sides, one, two, three, four, five, six, and all are equal. And take note of the angles. With the notation, all of these angles are equal. Also with the tick marks on uh, this one, or this figure. So this is an equilateral polygon or an equilateral uh, yeah, this is an equilateral polygon and also an equiangular polygon. And hence both hence this since this polygon, which is a hexagon, is equilateral or both equilateral and equiangular, therefore this polygon is a regular hexagon. So that's it for this part. Then let's have our second figure here. So what do we have for a second figure? This polygon has how many sides? We have one, two, three, four. So we have a four-sided polygon, a polygon with four sides. Hence, this is a quadrilateral. Now, if you notice, there are no tick marks here. Therefore, the sides are not equal. And also visually, you can see that the angles are not also equal because one is the adjacent angles. One is one is likely to be an acute and the other one is likely to be an obtuse. So therefore, this figure B is uh, an irregular polygon because it is not equilateral nor equiangular. Let's proceed to exercise 2 or example 2. Let's classify this one. Okay, this is what? This is, let's count the number of sides. There are 1, 2, 3. There are 12 sides. So this is a polygon with 12 sides. And how do we call this polygon? This is a dodecagon. And yeah, we would likely notice that the sides Okay, the sides are likely to be equal, but how about the angles? This is not, the angles are not equiangular, and this is also a not a convex. Uh, this is not a convex polygon, which we will be discussing in the next video. Hence, this is not a regular. This is an irregular polygon. Okay, with that, I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next, and God bless us. Messages. Now. Cottages of God. Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise of all creatures in your abode. Praise from above Eve heaven the host. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.